Hello there, and welcome to the full in-depth review of TorGuard. This has been widely requested for a long time, so I'm very excited to share how it performed in our standardized review protocol. Feel free to check that out in the description to move around scoring as you wish. Like all Techlore VPN reviews, we will evaluate the service by category, each rated by importance. Let's go ahead and get started. Security with TorGuard is exceptional, offering some features you don't see in many other providers. Starting with the basics, they rely on OpenVPN or WireGuard. My IP address and DNS were safe on all devices tested. TorGuard offers a full system kill switch, IPv6 leak support, 256-bit data encryption, and 2048-bit handshake encryption, and two-factor authentication on login. Huge props for this, that is so cool. I haven't seen another VPN implement 2FA yet. It's easy for us to break down what they didn't do right here, which is predominantly only one thing, and it's using 4096-bit handshake encryption, which is a huge nitpick since 2048 is still plenty strong. This brings them a score of 4.8 out of 5. On to the privacy of the service. They are based out of the US inside the Five Eyes, which may concern some users. I have a video with more information on that. Their logging policy, according to their word, which is all we can really evaluate, is clean as a whistle. They do not offer first-party DNS servers, and even worse, actually use Cloudflare, OpenDNS, and Google as its main DNS providers, which is something to be concerned about. Go read the privacy policies of these DNS providers and remember that these are the services managing your queries when you're using TorGuard. For previous history, TorGuard has a good track record outside of an incident where they not only copied another VPN's extension's design and used their API, but they also implemented all of it insecurely. Big oof. Another incident involved them having pre-shared keys online, making man-in-the-middle attacks much easier to accomplish. But that's the full extent of what I can find with questionable history, which isn't terrible. They do not own any first-party VPN servers, which is quite common. They do offer several private forms of payment, such as Monero, gift cards, other cryptocurrencies, and more. They do require some basic info to register, which is a small area for improvement. Our goal is to get to like Molvad's level of private signups, but that's pretty tough to reach. Lastly, site analytics and tracking concerns seem to be in the clear. In total, their privacy score is 2.1 out of 5. Moving on to speed, everyone's favorite category, the basic speed of me test came out with a perfect score on ping. They lost 1/4 of a point in both its download and upload tests. A perfect score in the Android Studio download test and another 1/4 point lost in the Google Drive download test. In total, their speed score finished with 4.25 out of 5, which, hey, that's pretty good. Keep in mind this was all scored with my devices in my location, and it can vary greatly for other configurations. Stay active in our community for an upcoming announcement to become a part of our worldwide speed team to average out speed testing in other countries to actually have like a very accurate form of speed testing services on average. It's a really exciting project. One thing TorGuard does very well is offering a lot of customization to its users. It has some standard program and connection settings, an application-based kill switch, basic script support, network DNS and OpenVPN settings, proxy support, and dedicated IPs. All in all, very customizable. The only client to beat it out, I'd say, is AirVPN's Ente client, so they're going to get 4.5 out of 5. Let's start with the Windows usage of TorGuard. All in all, I had little issues, but the program felt very outdated because of an older UI and poor window management and scaling. As for the layout, it could be laid out better, but this is more of a nitpick. The Mac client is more or less identical to Windows. Moving to Android, it felt familiarly outdated, and I felt they could have taken better advantage of the notification bar for additional functionality. On iOS, it works. It doesn't have any customization really. And finally, Linux. There is a Linux client, not to mention a very good one. The Linux client has the same functionality of the Windows client, so huge props here. This isn't something very common with VPN services. As for speed consistency, I found it to be perfectly fine across different servers, and auto-connecting works a-okay. They don't seem to censor any traffic, including torrenting, which brings us to scoring for usage. The main decision here was how much to decrease for its problems. It has issues, but most of them are minor and aren't things that will really dramatically change your experience, once it's all set up and you really get familiar with the program. There is some room for improvement, but they are doing pretty well in this category, especially with their Linux client, so they're going to get 4.5 out of 5. Stability is pretty easy to score for most services, and TorGuard really wasn't an exception. I really didn't have any issues using TorGuard on any platform outside of things already mentioned that aren't stability related. 5 out of 5 for good stable clients and servers. Before getting the final score, here are a few more things that are important to mention about TorGuard, which don't really directly impact the score, but are things you as a VPN seeker should know about. They allow up to 5 simultaneous devices, they have over 3,000 servers in 55 countries, their cheapest plan is their 2-year plan for $100, coming down to about $4.16 per month, which is cheap but not the cheapest out there. There is a 7-day free trial with the only string attached being you have to show the bill of your current VPN provider, then after 7 days you show you canceled that provider, and TorGuard will give you a free month of their service. Another additional incentive is your unused time and cost from a long-term plan gives you credit to use towards a new VPN router, if you're interested in that kind of thing. Some other additional details about TorGuard: they do offer a Firefox and Chrome extension if you're into that. They sell pre-flashed routers, there's a proxy service, and don't forget they do have an email service as well, but currently I'd take a look at some other options before that one. Lastly, who is this VPN geared towards? I can immediately say it's not for beginners or people wanting a just clear-cut, simple experience. TorGuard seems to be aimed at the intermediate and advanced crowd looking for a good amount of customization. If you want a polished, super tight-knit experience, I don't know if I could recommend TorGuard just because it is a bit of a cluttered experience as a whole between all its clients and UI issues. And the other main drawback is they did score pretty low in privacy. So for users who really want to make sure that the likelihood of their personal information remains private stays high, there are other services that do better in this category. However, TorGuard does have a super nice Linux client and a large amount of settings to please users, and it does this while offering good speeds and strong on-paper security. This all brings its total score to 4.13, rounding to 4.1, making it Techlore approved. And keep in mind, this is with the updated review protocol that's around 10% harsher than previous VPN reviews. I want to thank you, the viewer, for taking the time to watch this review, and I hope it helped you decide whether or not TorGuard is the right service for you. If you decide you want to get TorGuard, feel free to use the Techlore link in the description to support our channel and its efforts to create transparent reviews. If you don't want to support us, there's still a normal link down below as well that you can go through that will not benefit the channel whatsoever. If you want to learn more about security and privacy, make sure to check out Go Incognito, the free course coming out on the channel. And lastly, don't forget to join our super friendly and welcoming communities. All of the links are in the description. Again, thank you for watching and have a lemuricious day.